Hi, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here, and this is a little flip through of some of the items that I have received following my father-in-law's passing, and these are things that have come out of his house. So some of it you're going to be interested in, some of it you might not be. Hopefully it's intriguing to many of you. And I'll just start with something very basic. He was a silversmither, or a metalsmith was his true profession. So he created ironworks, gates and things like that. And this was just a kind of piece that he's had. It's I can't even think of the word that I need now. It's an item that goes on the shelf. There you go. And it is a replica of the blacksmith's anvil, which would be held at Gretna Green, over which marriages were performed. Hence it says it on there. So that was just an ornament that was around, and it kind of represents whom he was, his past, his history, and his trade. He worked in a dockyard as well, doing that and welding. We also found, because he once upon a time had second-hand shops, and so we have an old Metropolitan whistle, Merriweather and Sons crafted whistle. It is a real one. You can see where it's been worn over the years. It's got its numbers and things on it. I haven't blown it to see if it works because I'm not sure about that, actually. I need to disinfect it. My OCD would say it has to be disinfected. There were some other items that came in. So this is just one of his necklaces. He had many of these. His special ones, obviously, are with him in his final resting place. And this is one that would sometimes be worn by him, but other times he would hang it and it'd be hung. He used to hang his jewellery in the hallway. So this one would possibly have been one of the ones hung in the hallway. So we have that. So that's just a little reminder of his Celtic knot and Celtic origins. He had a lot of Celtic links. And then we found this. So it's very rough metal. You can see it's patinaed quite a bit. I don't know if this is it was stuck to something at some point in time, whether this was, stuck to a doorway or not. But I haven't cleaned it off yet, the patina. I'm not sure whether it would just go straight out into the garden, on my shed in the garden, or where I'm going to put it, and equally which way up it goes, because it kind of looks like a crystal ball to me, so it feels like it should be that way up, but I'm not sure. So that is something, if anyone else knows what it is, let me know. But it's very rough cast. There are lots of spiky bits and sharp bits of metal, so it does need to go onto maybe something to back it, perhaps some black velvet or something like that. Then there's this. So if I bring you down, so this is a pendant, which I'm aware is a protection pendant. So if it goes that way, because that's how the chain goes, and it's like this. I haven't Googled all of these charms on it, but they clearly have. It's this way up, and therefore the hamza sits upside down. But we have this fish. So I don't know. Double-sided. I don't know what these represent. And we have a double-sided key, which has like a little cross on the bottom of it. Let's bring that up there for you. Let focus. Hello. There you go. One side. Oops, the other side. So I don't know quite what all these mean, but if anyone else is familiar, please let me know. So I don't know if it goes into a necklace, but this would have been a necklace, possibly, or if it just clipped onto something, like ritualistically. So yeah, another really weird and wonderful item. He always wore copper bracelets. This one had magnets inside it. I think this one was an EcoFlow one to help with the osmosis in the blood. And then there was this wooden box which would have had other things in it, and it's kind of got like, to us it's a representation of moon phases. It's just got other bits and bobs in there, so I'll put that one back in there. Actually, I'll put them all back in there because that's where they came from. There's nothing else really super exciting in that box, so I thought those were the cool items that I could share with you. And then we discovered he was heavily into astrology. Well, I knew that when I met them. So this is a book that has been used. It's very cool. It's got a lot of information in this little book. So I don't know if these are still around, but apparently Virgo is one of the ones he sat on. I don't know if anyone's birthday's there. I don't know or if it's just where, the glue happened to give out on the spine or what. But yeah. So I know he followed the zodiac and did a lot of workings with the zodiac, which will become apparent in a minute when I show you some more bits and pieces. So that's one of the things. There's quite a few other books that I have found that were in their possession, which I know were theirs and were used. Then, which way do I go first? Do you want the decks? Should we do the decks? Look at this. So I put it in order. See, it's quite old and well used. Flap fell off that one. So I don't have the guidebook. I don't know if this came with a guidebook. I presume it did once upon a time, or whether it was a separate published item. I'm not sure. So it has these backs. And this is the original version. It's in such good condition. Just a very slight warp to it. But that is a soft, but not completely buttery soft deck. It is in order because I was planning on doing a flip through. And then I don't know. I think I just became unsure. It doesn't come with multiple lovers cards as per the film, for those of you that know the history of this deck. I'm not sure if there is another version which has multiple lovers cards in it or not, but this one has the one lovers card, okay. And it's got some it's just the artwork actually. I mean, look at that devil card with his wings. Very lovely deck. Then you get your pip cards. So disproportionate, aren't they? It's great. And their bodies. She always had pectoral muscles, that queen, didn't she? Old Queenie. This reminds me of my Triumph's Pips Parade in some ways, with the soft colorations and the soft lines of the way it's been drawn. So I have the Tarot of the Witches. I believe it is first edition. And we were looking it up. So this one was released in 1974. And I could be wrong, it could be a second printing. Either way, you don't get many of these with the old paper cardstock, so that was superb. It's a deck I have been eyeing up, which I really rather like. Now here's one that I don't know anything about. I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to look at I Ching, but I think it's actually quite a complex system. There's no anything else with this. I just love the way these are old, like the old printed boxes with the stamps on them. A.G. Muller. And these are double-sided. So anyone who does understand these, there you go. So I presume this comes like this and there is no guidebook needed. But again, I have absolutely no clue how you work with a deck like this. It's got an awful lot of cards in it. I've got some double-sided ones. I presume they're instruction cards. I don't even know if they're meant to be in here or if they're in the wrong place or... that is how clueless I am about these. So it kind of stops there. What do you all think? So we've got notes cards. Oh, we've started. Yeah. I really don't know that I'm going to be understanding any of this. How to throw, instructions. Yeah, no. So this one, I don't think you'll see ever again in a working format with me, whether it just sits on the shelf as part of his legacy, I suspect is probably what's going to happen. But otherwise, that one is truly out of my depths of knowledge and league. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe that one, I don't know, maybe it go into my potential to declutter box. Don't know yet. Jury's out. And I also got one of these, which has been exceptionally well used and battered. Look at the state of that. It's the blue plaid backs. It is the paper backs, or the like papery cardstock. Again, I popped it into order because I was contemplating a walkthrough, but you all know this deck. Come on now. For a while, I preferred the Radiant Rider-Waite with the nice vibrant yellows and colours to it. Where I'm at the moment, I actually quite like the pale blues in this one today, but what I don't like is the high coloration of the people. Like, isn't it funny how tastes change in what you're attracted to? Like, that card to me is just a headache. That is an absolute headache of colour. So again, one that I'm probably not going to use, but we'll keep hold of for a little bit. For a moment anyways. Then I had seen this on somebody's channel and I nearly bought it because it's in mass market production at the moment, but the cards are humongous, absolutely humongous. And here I am with the first edition. I have no box for it, I have no book to go with it, but I have the deck. And look at how good condition it was. This was just in the kitchen cupboard. And here's the deck. I can't even remember what this is called now. But look at the cards and the intricacy and the borders. I mean, this is so beautiful. I have the Harmonious Tarot, and I prefer this to the Harmonious Tarot, so therefore my Harmonious Tarot is going into Purgatory box. I don't think I'll reach for it over this one. So, listen to that noise. So I'm quite happy to say that I have this deck. I think it was Debbie's Witchy vlog. I think she showed it. And I was just like, oh, that deck is gorgeous. Look at the artwork. But at that point in time, it really was a case of I was just, eyeballing the artwork. Didn't actually need it in my life. And then look what happened. It appeared, which is amazing. So I really like this one. Very happy to have this in my collection. So there are a number of us that are into magical, mystical things in the family, but his daughter, from his marriage with his second wife, didn't want any of the tarot. So I lucked in completely. And then I got the Cosmic Tarot. Look at that. This is so well used. You can see, like, I've put it into order. I believe this was his deck, and he worked with the Major Arcana only, or mostly the Major Arcana. You can just tell it got an awful lot more working than the rest did. And obviously that only became apparent as I put it into order. But King One's back there. But yeah, look, it's so delicate now. I can't destroy it. But this one does need probably protecting. Is it okay to sellotape these things? I don't know. 1988. Again, it's that paper cardstock. It's not as thick as the plaid back tarot, but look at these. The do have that kind of 70s, 80s vibe, don't they? With a style of art to them. They also remind me of the old rave posters, flyers, not posters. But they've got a little headband. Used to be a series here called, I think it was Monkey, and the song was like Monkey Magic, which I believe is is it Japanese or Chinese monkey? I think it's like a old kind of myth story. But yeah, got me one of those. So that was fabulous. So yeah, I scored some amazing decks from their collection of items that, you know, would have, I mean, ultimately this lot probably would have just ended up at who knows where, on the front lawn, in the garden yard sale, or at the tip. So got some amazing things. Now, piece de resistance. I've had to cleanse this and really get it clean. Let's just come out a little bit. Is this. So you can tell it's been made. It is black water. This has been around for as long as I can remember, and I have been with my partner for 31 years nearly. And this was in the front room, or the drawing room, or if you like, the reading room, which they used to receive people. That's how magical they were. And when it arrived, this was missing off the top, so I've had to stick it back together again. So I've stuck this on, so I do apologise about my bad glue, but it was the only, I had to find like a really strong glue to stick it on with, and it kind of, seeped out everywhere. So now I've got like an infill of enamel. I might do that on all of the gaps just to make it shiny and stand out a bit more, but yeah, my messy gluing. So this has been left outside under a couple of moons. It has been in the sun, and it has been Florida water cleansed before I brought it in, because of all the kind of workings that he and his wife used to do. So I have that. That is really cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it for scrying. I think it's just a really super cool thing to have on the side. I think it's more probably for me a Halloween prop to me. But either way, amazing item again to be able to say that we have. So and it just keeps. I think it's nice to know that your stuff hasn't just maybe gone to the tip. Sorry, it's me trying to get everything back into our little box. Now, there's a few other really cool bits that I think I'll show you now. So I've already mentioned that they were magical. So there was all these little books, not all of them, but a couple of these in the bag. And I haven't gone through the rest of the bag. The bag is still full of paperwork and things. It's a large shopping carrier. So this little book series from, looks like Thorson's Publishers. I don't even know what that stands for. 10p? I'm not sure. Or is that Old English money? But ginseng. So a book on ginseng. Now, today we get like a page on ginseng, don't we? Here I have got an entire book on it. And this was first published, there you go, like in 1976. And this would have been the 1979 printing, I presume. It's very delicate. So, man like root, ginseng as a legend, stories from Korea in herbal medicine. We've got here dragon's bone and blood, elephant skin, ginseng root, frankincense, myrrh, lacquer wood. Ooh. Uses. So there's so many pages of information in here. How to take ginseng, an elixir. So yeah, so there's some of their magical scents coming through, but these were never around where you could see them. So I have no idea where they used to keep these things. Yeah, so these are by Stephen Fielder. Also found this, Truth About Runes. So this is actually Llewellyn's Vanguard series. So I don't know when he got this, but obviously I'm aware that through the Celtic things there were runes and bits and bobs about, but I never really paid attention. I didn't know much about it. So this would be 1995 edition. So you've got your Truth About Runes, just quickly flip through. Now I haven't compared this to the latest rune books, but I do know you don't need a massive book on runes. There's only so much information that you can write about a rune. So a little bite-sized book like this is probably all that you need. Can runes be used for ritual? If the runes are cut to harm me, the spell is turned. The hunger harmed, not I. No. Know how to cut them, know how to read them, know how to stain them, know how to evoke them, know how to send them. Okay. So this must be like magic runes. Why do runes have bad reputation? I'm saying you only need a little book like this about runes. No, you probably don't. You probably need the other book on runes, which tells you go through the runes. This is something more. This is like the lore, I think, on runes. Invoking the powers, making rune amulets. So maybe this is a more advanced rune book, actually, now looking at it with you. Then there was this really cool item. Plymouth Air Show, 1960. I just thought this was amazing. It's a programme to look at. I don't know what that stands for. 1 cent, 1 pence, don't know. I know these have like threepence, sixpence, twopence, halfpenny. And that just made me laugh. Farley's, when I was growing up, was such a big thing for food for babies and for starving off hunger as well. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing Farley's Rusk adverts. And then here it is, like the front page, probably as part of their advertisements here. And then it's just like, the people that were around, so the shops that were around, you can fly aircraft. It's just how typesetting used to be done, how we used to advertise, Toby's. I just found this fascinating. I guess it's only going to be fascinating to people who may be in the UK, but there's the programme, I presume, for the events on the day. But yeah, look at all these people that were around. Many of these I've never heard of, so yeah, they're not iconic shopping centres or like Tiffany's. But yeah, Plymouth Aero Club, flying instruction, air taxis. This airport's closed down now. It's not big enough to do what it needs to do, so I personally think they need a bigger airport with better facilities on the edge of the city. But that's my personal opinion. Then we found this Astro Cowl from March 1995. And this has got all of this information in it. I mean, I do not understand half of this. And it's obviously dated for back then. I don't know why 1995 was a significant year. But look at this. We've got all these charts in the back. All for different things. So if you're an astrologer, this might be fascinating to you, but to me, I'm just like, oh yes, look at those lovely pictures. These might as well be nautical maps as far as I'm concerned. I'm so bad. But yeah, look, it's just so cool. I mean, genuinely, it's like, these things end up in the bin, don't they? This is stuff that goes into the bin, probably never sees light of day again. And then we struck some real magic. Now, this is the stuff I have an entire bag on and haven't gone through. So we found all of his sign-ups and his certificates and levels that he's gone through the Occult Church. So this one I just thought was really amusing, where you get a reply. So, we reply to text messages, phone call messages and things. Here's how it used to be done. You wrote a letter. They rewrote your letter in a reply and sent it back to you. And then you got your response. So I just thought that was really fascinating to see. And all the symbols that the Occult Church uses up there. You've got your Egyptian glyphs. There's your wings. And initiation reports. So when you initiate into these places, from what I can work out, you, like we were today, your workbook. So you put your details in here, which is what I've had to blank out. And then the date of initiation, ritual, time, location, where you were, notes, feelings, thoughts, experiences, and any results achieved. And then there's your kind of exercise at the top. I just thought that was like absolutely adorable. Here's how it used to be done. It's probably still done this way, but we just do it all on other bits of paper now or electronically. Here we have another one, the initiation report for the practicus. I don't know, 3 degrees of the 8th, something, I don't know. You can tell I have no clue. Same thing, you put your information there. There is no obligation whatsoever to use this form or to return it to us. We provide it only as a service for those members who decide that they would like to share their experiences with posterity. Like all occult church initiation reports, if this one is returned to us, it will be filed and cross-indexed in our archives so that it adds to our total experience available for planning future developments. And then there's lots of these in my books, in my bags. So the Zelta degree, I don't know, 2 of 9. Message from the Temple of Light. Document contains important membership information. Please read this leaf. Please read this first. And it's all stamped. And there you go. So look at the artwork though that goes into them. So I just thought these were absolutely fascinating bits of information. The Eye of Cosmic Awareness, called by the Egyptians the Eye of Horus, within the triangle of ascending spirituality, the pyramid of the Egyptians. The Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra are the two that go together. I can't remember now off the top of my head which one's left, which one's right. One represents sunshine, one represents moon energy. So it's on the right. It's going that way. I feel like this might be the sunshine one. Could be wrong. It might just have come out that way. I feel like when it goes that way, it's the moon. I need to look that up. And here we have the neophyte degree. So each level has degrees within it that you have to go through. And I don't quite understand how the levels work. I don't know if this would have been the first one and 2 of 9 would be, where this would be the second one, so 1, 2. And then I have to go through all the others to see what we got. And again. So we're here on the earth point of the pentagram. And we're here. So we've gone there to there. I'm guessing that's what must be there, then there, then there. Looking at how that's working. So perhaps it is the... Who knows? And then we found this, Nature's Magic. How you used to order things. Look at this. Riches Untold, Mystic Guide, Stone Secrets. So this is all advertisements for buying and purchasing magical items. Moon water. Now you can enjoy her benefit powers every day of your life. Moon water, Magical Secret of the Night by Scorpio reveals an easy way how to tune into your lunar water rhythms and blessed beyond your wildest dreams. So I think that's so cool. Magical Secret of the Night. Yeah. Black Seals of Solomon King. So what's this one? So Simple Steps to Spiritual Success. This guide to spiritual power could be just what you're looking for only £2.50. So then you write off to wherever these all came from in the post, and you'd order your booklet with the information. I then discovered this. They used to sell magical items, so they were known. They were Cornish Legends was one of the names that they went under, and that's what this is here. There was another name that I remember seeing as well. But Cornish Legends used to handcrafted, so they sold these items. So they did what's this? Runes. So fruitwood, copper, brass and bronze runes, which would make sense because that's what he used to work in. Pebbles, so three different types of runes that you could get. Come with full instructions. Then they used to sell crystal balls, so hence that one that I've got there, the big one. So that must be one of these. Scrying mirrors. I never saw any scrying mirrors in the house. Candlesticks. So you used to make candlesticks to hold your items and snuffers and things. And then this. I wish I'd known about this. Ritual soaps. So they did Isis, love soap, luck soap, money soap, moon soap, protection soap, psychic soap, Sabbath soap, and witches soap. And these were 99p, so less than £1, which is, I don't know, the equivalent of $1. So less than $1 each. This probably was 1980, maybe 1989 to 1995-ish, I think. So yeah, that was just, I don't even think my partner knew about those things. And then the Cornish legends, incense, potions, charms and spells. So this is about dowsing. So I think they used to send these out to people. So here's one about dowsing, telling you what to do. But yeah, so yeah, I just like some really cool stuff. And as I say, there's another box of things all linked to, or another bag of things all linked to this. And I don't know whether anyone would be interested in me just kind of quickly flipping through all of that information or not. I'm not going to read it all out. I don't believe in disclosing. I mean, I don't even know if this place still is open, so I have no idea. But I figured most of what's in it is probably you can now receive through the Golden Dawn, because the Occult Church was the Golden Dawn. So to me, it's probably all in those books and teachings, and it's all across the internet now, really. But I just thought so interesting to see how it used to come out. Here's how people used to study and train years ago. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope I haven't bored you all too much with my, my treasures of items that I have found, gifted, and been given from one magical soul. So until the next one, take care. Bye.